Welcome back, everyone. Today's explainer is honestly a really special one. Now, if you're using Claude Code, you might have seen version 2.1.179 drop recently and just thought, oh, okay, just another list of patch notes. But when you actually look a little closer, you'll see this update isn't about flashy new features at all. It is entirely about removing friction and getting you right back into your flow state.
Okay, let's dive into this. 9. We are looking at exactly 9 laser-targeted bug fixes in this update. And the cool thing is, every single one of them was designed exclusively to eliminate those annoying little daily workflow interruptions that pull you out of the zone. If you've been feeling those tiny speed bumps while coding lately, these fixes are going to feel like a massive upgrade.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, curing major workflow headaches. Second, smoothing out the interface. Third, remote session refinements. And fourth, why predictability actually matters.
Kicking things off with Section 1, Curing Major Workflow Headaches. We're starting with what is, without a doubt, the most universal pain point of all, losing code mid-thought. We've all been there, right? Before this update, if your connection dropped while Claude was generating a response, it was just infuriating. You'd get hit with a raw error, you'd lose whatever partial text was there, and then you'd be stuck staring at a frozen loading spinner that just never cleared. But now, in 2.1179, that partial text is safely preserved. You get to see exactly how far Claude got, and that spinner clears out beautifully. It's an immediate, massive win for your sanity.
Next up, let's talk about OS-specific blockers. If you are a Windows developer using WSL2, you probably noticed that your mouse wheel scrolling just abruptly stopped working in a recent patch. Well, good news. Version 2.1.179 restores that completely. And for the Linux users out there configuring sandboxes, when you were using glob patterns, you know those wildcards used to allow or deny read access across huge directories? Claude Code was trying to generate an internal description so incredibly massive that it literally crashed the session. That description size is now capped, which means your session stays fast and usable, no matter how huge your directory tree is.
Moving right along to Section 2, Smoothing out the interface.
You know, what's really interesting here is that quick quality of life wins are sometimes all it takes to keep your energy high. So let's rhythmically check off 4 highly satisfying interface fixes. First, have you ever hit a single-digit key right after a turn completed and accidentally submitted a feedback rating? Yeah, that path is completely closed now. Second, the welcome screen is strictly limited to 1 promotional banner per session, so no more stacking. Third, pressing Ctrl-O on a subagent actually correctly opens its transcript now. And finally, clicking the prompt input area will no longer trap your cursor in the subagent or footer panel. Removing these tiny persistent annoyances really does make a world of difference.
That brings us to Section 3, Remote Session Refinements.
So remote coding relies entirely on trusting what your terminal is telling you. This update fixes a major trust issue in those notoriously unpredictable remote environments. Background tasks were falsely showing as still running between turns, even when they were 100% finished. That false stuck state, totally gone now. Plus, while we don't have the exact milliseconds on this, the loading speed and performance of remote plugins have been noticeably optimized. When your terminal accurately reflects reality, your trust is completely restored.
And finally, Section 4, Why Predictability Matters.
When we step back and look at the whole picture of this update, the absolute most crucial takeaway comes straight from the source notes themselves. A tool you can trust to handle errors gracefully and behave predictably is a tool you can actually work with. Now sure, bug fixes absolutely lack the glamour of a shiny brand new feature announcement, but predictability is literally the foundation of productivity. Trusting that your mouse wheel will scroll, trusting that a random network drop isn't going to delete your code, trusting that your terminal isn't lying to you, that is exactly what lets us developers drive fast and stay completely locked in the flow state.
Now, for the power users out there who really want to dig into the technical weeds of Claude Code, I highly recommend checking out claudemaster.net for the full manual and release history. And of course, you can always go read the raw, unfiltered changelog directly at the official Claude Code GitHub repository.
This update really proves that the team is out there actively listening to developer friction points and just methodically eliminating them. But as we know, the coding environment is constantly evolving. So I want to leave you with this question to ponder today. What specific piece of workflow friction should Claude Code fix next? Really think about your daily habits and the little things that pull you out of the zone. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep building amazing things, and I will see you next time.